we could get a raise, my daughter would have her own room. We live in a 3-bedroom. We need a 4-bedroom because it's me and my mom and my 2 kids, and every year I be trying to save, but it's hard to save when things keep going up. Our rent goes up every year.
So I rent, I have a vehicle, I have my utility bills, I have bills. 3 jobs, only, I just don't, it's hard.
It's kind of dehumanizing that I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on an education and it's not paying me back.
I love helping those kids who can't necessarily help themselves. I love advocating for kids that can't advocate for themselves. I don't want to have to leave. I don't want to have to quit teaching. But eventually, if things don't change, that will probably become my reality, because at this point it's not feasible to live on what I get paid.
Once again, you have heard from a few of our WCPS team members that come to work each day to make a difference in the lives of more than 18,000 students we serve. In coordination with the Council for Better Education, we are asking the legislature to get us back on track to ensure that our public school districts have the inflationary adjusted SEEK funding, in other words, the state-provided per pupil funding, required to provide Kentucky students the high-quality education they deserve, and make positive progress towards compensation for our faculty and staff at levels which reflect the value of the work they do. Specifically, we are asking the legislature to return SEEK funding to its 2008 buying power. This is the equivalent of over $23 million in additional funds our district could use to provide our students the world-class education they so richly deserve, while also compensating our faculty and staff with livable wages. If we can get back on track, we can significantly help remedy our staffing shortages, continue to provide students with even more engaging learning opportunities, and recruit and retain the best educators to teach our new generation of entrepreneurs, innovators, trade professionals, business and community leaders, and much more. Along with restoring K-12 funding to 2008 level, we are asking the legislature to fully fund pupil transportation. Many in our great Commonwealth do not realize that by state law, the legislature is required to fully fund pupil transportation. And this has not been accomplished since 2005, leaving school districts and local taxpayers to make up the difference. This impact is much greater on us since we operate the 4th largest transportation department across the state. Had the legislature provided SEEK funding at the 2008 level during the last budget cycle alone, while also fully funding pupil transportation, Warren County Schools would have had an additional $29 million in this year's budget. We know the lack of adequate public education funding is not a problem that developed overnight. We understand that it will take years to restore the funding necessary to fully support our students and educators. But we are asking the legislature to make a large investment now, as our educators are finding it more and more difficult to stay in the profession due to the result of not earning a livable wage. On every corner across this great community of ours, you will find successful business leaders, small business owners, innovators, trade and public service professionals, and more that are giving back to our community and making Bowling Green and Warren County a great place to live. Ask any of these individuals who influenced their current success, and you will almost always hear stories of how, throughout their journey, they were positively impacted by a great teacher or school staff member. Along with school districts across the state, we are finding it more challenging than ever to recruit and retain exemplary educators that shape our children's future and impact our community's prosperity, simply because our legislature has not provided the necessary funding to keep pace with a funding structure that supports and values public education. We hope that all of you that have ever been positively impacted by a school staff member or teacher will join us in reaching out to our state legislative leaders and encourage them to invest in the future of our children by returning the per pupil seat funding to 2008 levels and fully funding pupil transportation, thereby sending an indisputable message to our students, teachers, and staff that they are valued and we all believe in their limitless potential.